Ensuring the government gets a greater cut from America's wealthiest is becoming as stylish among Democrats as those pink Women's March hats. The goal is to fund new programs like Medicare for All, free college tuition, and close the gap between America's rich and poor, what Democrats call income inequality. While the party's progressive left supports these plans, others say they wouldn't work. Possible independent presidential candidate Howard Schultz calls Warren's plan ridiculous. Even the Washington Post editorial board criticized it. And economist Stephen Moore tells CBN News there's a major problem with Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez's high income taxes.
So, when Alexandria-Cortez talks about, oh, the good old days when we had 70, 80, 90% tax rate, guess what, Congresswoman? Nobody paid those taxes. Nobody paid 70, 80, 90% tax rates. I mean, because rich people would hire tax accountants, would find ways for them to avoid paying taxes at all.
In 2018, the first year of the Trump tax cuts, the government took in more tax money than ever before. One reason? Many of those loopholes many wealthy taxpayers used to pay less closed. Moore fears rising tax rates would kill American competitiveness because the same companies creating jobs and setting employment records would once again send their business to China. Plus, Moore thinks taking more than half of what a citizen makes is not only bad for the economy, it's contrary to the American dream.
I really believe tax rates that when they reach 50, 60, 70, 80%, that's immoral. If you make twice as much money as I do, you should probably pay twice as much income tax, but not 5 times more or 10 times more.
If some of these tax plans were enacted, President Trump says America would look more like Venezuela.
That was the richest state in all of that area. That's a big, beautiful area, and by far the richest. And now it's one of the poorest places in the world. That's what socialism gets you, when they want to raise your taxes to 70%.
A race to the highest tax rates wasn't always popular among Democrats. Remember, it was a Democrat Congress that helped President Reagan pass his tax cuts. And before Reagan, another president cut taxes, a Democrat.
The most famous Democrat who argued for lower tax rates was of course, John F. Kennedy. One of our most revered presidents who, when he came into office, we had 90% tax rates, and he slashed those tax rates because he said, guess what? This is going to help our economy if we get tax rates lower.
One thing we can count on is the addition of more and more creative tax plans as we inch closer to the presidential election in 2020. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.